Thank you. Good evening and welcome. As Annette said, I'm here tonight to speak to you as a caregiver. I represent those who have seen someone they love go through this disease, the diagnosis, treatment, and recovery. I'm lucky enough to say I've never been diagnosed with breast cancer, but I have gone to countless doctor's appointments, sat through long chemotherapy treatments, shopped for wigs, and I have attended an ACS Look Good, Feel Better meeting. I'm not a survivor in the traditional sense, but I live with the effects of breast cancer every day. My mom, Sue, was diagnosed in January 2006. She called me when I was at work and told me the doctor found breast cancer. Sorry. When she told me this, it seemed like my world was caving in around me. This was my mom.
You got this. Come on. You can do it.
I composed myself long enough to drive home where my family, close friends were waiting. We spent the rest of the night reassuring each other about what was going to be next. Quickly, we made appointments with an oncologist, a breast surgeon, radiation oncologist. The doctors determined that my mom's cancer was between a late stage 2 or early stage 3. So the plan they set out was chemo, followed by mastectomy and reconstruction, and then radiation. I decided to take a semester off college at that time so that I could help make the weekly trips to Baltimore for treatment appointments, and that so I could work extra hours in case the side effects caused Mom to miss extra work. So after these initial appointments, chemo began. A mastectomy and reconstruction surgery followed later that year, and radiation completed the treatment cycle in early 2007. We thought we were in the clear, and we held on to that relief and hope for several months. In January 2008, almost 2 years exactly after the initial diagnosis, doctors found that the cancer had returned. Not only were there signs of the original cancer, but a second type had appeared in the other breast. This was a big blow to the whole family, but we stayed strong and we listened to the doctors as they decided the next course of action. So for the next year or so, Mom underwent more chemo. The cancer would stabilize for a few months, but then it would show growth, so treatment would have to be readjusted. Eventually, the cancer spread to her bones, torso, and her brain. Radiation was done again with little success and severe side effects. At this point, she had also lost complete use of her left arm from lymphedema. One of the hardest moments I ever experienced was having my mom call and tell me she thought that we were at the end of the road. In early 2010, Mom developed pneumonia from the cancer accumulating fluid in her lungs. She was hospitalized, and from there, her strength deteriorated very quickly. I was working out of town at the time, and even though I traveled home each weekend, and my brother and sister lived nearby and visited often, Mom was at home by herself. One day, her legs gave out and she fell, so we realized that she couldn't be home alone anymore. She decided it would be best to enter a rehab center at one of the nursing homes to get her strength back up. But Mom never made it back home. Over the next several months, we were back and forth between the nursing home and the hospital. The pneumonia kept returning, and she was too weak for additional treatments, and the cancer kept progressing. On August 4th, 2010, after almost 5 years, Mom passed away with her family and friends surrounding her. When she was diagnosed, I had just turned 20, and between the 5 years of treatment and the 3 years without her, breast cancer has been a part of my entire adult life, and it always will be. It'll be there in the moments that I'll never get to have with my mom. Simple things like helping me adjust an ingredient in one of her recipes, or bigger moments like picking out a wedding dress. Lots of memories that I'll never have. But now I know about different types of chemo. which ones will make your hair fall out, which ones will make you nauseated. I know about the types of food you shouldn't eat during treatment, and at what degree you really need to start worrying about a fever. I can empty and measure the output of drain tubes after a mastectomy, and I know about flap reconstruction and how to clean and change the incision and bandage. I know how to help nurses changing bed sheets while someone's still laying in the bed. I know how to apply makeup so that it looks like eyebrows. I can massage fluid from an arm with lymphedema. I've looked for shirts that fit over swollen arm and colored chest discoloration, but still look pretty. I've lived off hospital food and slept in their chairs and cots. I've watched countless hours of the Game Show Network and helped complete books of crossword puzzles. I've made dozens of runs for Twizzlers and Mike and Ike's. This is the life of a caregiver. You learn and do things you never thought you could because a person you love needs you. We're all here tonight because we want the same thing, a world without breast cancer. We don't want anyone to have to worry about their doctor saying those words, "You have breast cancer." But tonight, I'm also asking you to remember the other people that are forever affected when that diagnosis is delivered. We need to find a cure for them so that we can save their memories. So from someone who has seen breast cancer up close, thank you for being here tonight.